Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 4, Episode 173. And today's going to be a little bit different of a day, and I'll explain here in a minute. Yesterday, live-wise, didn't really make much money. $100 and something is all I made live. But with some other things that I've been working on, AP things, made about 1,700 plus. So that made our day, so that helped us out. I did update my chart last night. Funny enough, I didn't even look at the bottom line number. I just looked at where I was compared to pace, where I want to be at this time of the year. At my worst, a couple months ago, I was about 43,000 behind the pace that I needed to be at to get my goal for the year. Now I'm only about 22,000 away, so cut my deficit in half. There was a loss that I didn't talk about on the podcast about 2 weeks ago. It was an $800 loss that I can't really explain, but basically got scammed by a casino, but it's okay. It was my fault because the loophole was working for a while, then it didn't. So I did count that as well and got all the numbers in, but we are doing well. We are catching up. All I care about is the pace, not the actual, I'm not worried about the day-to-day up and down. So today it's raining right now. It's 74 degrees. Today's high is going to be about 81. And let me explain. Today, the goal is to basically scout and look at some new things. I'm going to play 2 casinos before hitting a casino where I can play blackjack, and I'm probably going to make nothing at both of those. And then when I hit the one that has an okay blackjack game, I'm probably not going to play blackjack. So the odds of me making 1,000 or more today are probably not going to be very high, but I'm working on some long-term stuff, so we'll see what happens with that. Today I have a meeting with the Europeans early on. I don't know if it's at 9 or 10, but I should be done with my second casino potentially by then. I did leave home incredibly early. It's not even 7 o'clock and I'm almost to my first spot. Be there in an hour, I guess. Looks like it's a 9 o'clock meeting I have with the Euros, and I'm not really sure. I have an idea of what the meeting's about, but I need to be in a place where I can display my camera. And then tomorrow, July 17th, I've got 3 meetings going on tomorrow. So we'll see what happens with that. And then finally Friday, I have 2 big meetings as well. So today we're going to do the scouting and getting things ready for the future. Obviously dynamics have changed a lot for me the last month or so. So I need to make sure that there's still money coming in for the future. And that's what we're trying to do today. I also have an early meeting tonight, so I need to be home by 6 for that meeting. And then another one tomorrow. I need to be home early, so it'll be another early day leaving. I did stop by the office this morning, checked in, blah, 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 did all that stuff, and actually found another door, another exit that I can use in the future in case the receptionist is there. I can come in one door and exit another door without an alarm going off. Some of the doors have alarms on them if you leave in the daytime, so now I have at least one way in and one way out without being seen if I want it. So if I'm there like 6:55 and she's already there, I can leave out a different door. So today just gonna sit back, take my time, knowing that it's not going to be a huge day. If the money comes, the money comes, but I'm not going to stress over it. We're thinking long term today, so you never know though. Sometimes plays hit you in the face, and that's what we're hoping for. But if not, we're going to be okay. So that's what's going on right now, driving in the rain, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. I've got about 3 minutes here before my meeting starts. I'm in the parking lot of the first casino and had a rough go at it. This is one where I couldn't use my card. It is the only company I was using my card, well, one of two, and I couldn't use my card because I've had heat from their company before and lately. So, and of course, I end up giving them tons of play, like $5,000 or $6,000 coin in, and I'm not using my card. And played a $6 play. That was my primary play. Was in that thing as much as 2,000, and got an okay win, but didn't get out of the hole, not even close. And played a couple other small plays, and then that was really it. And I looked at everything, looked at machines I normally don't check, because I had like half an hour till my meeting started. I'm like, what am I going to do? Drive 20 minutes and then stop and do the meeting? Might as well just stay here and try to squeeze every penny that I can out of it and try to get back to even. But did not work out. So I ended my session down $699. So definitely a terrible start to the day, and we don't really expect to get out of it. So expect to be negative all day, but hopefully something good happens. You never know. But right now, I'm going to hop on this meeting with the Europeans, and then we'll move on to another spot where my EV is probably $30. Not much at all, but you never know. So we'll see what happens. I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am back. Man, that was getting hot in the car because I couldn't have the car running, the air conditioning running, because they could hear it in the background. I was sweating like a snowman in July. It was awful. Anyway, finished up that meeting and we're moving on to the next casino. Basically, that casino there was just a big waste of time. I mean, I actually, when I saw that big play, I thought I need to go to the car and get my player card, even though I said I wasn't going to use it because it was going to be so many points that it would kind of help my situation and look better to the company. But I decided not to do that. Ended up running all that money through and ended up not even making a profit. Negative on both ends. So, but what are you going to do? Ended up losing $699 there. And the rain continues. The heat, is here. And we're going to move on here to the next casino. Don't expect much at this casino, but do expect to spend a lot of the day at the casino after that. So we'll see what happens. But that's where we are right now. And it's after all this, it's still only just a little bit after 9 a.m. And we're moving on to the next casino. Alright guys, I am back. Well, the day is not turning out even as bad as I hoped. It's worse than I hoped. Went in there, saw our Chinese friend in there, flat face, butterbean face, and just everything didn't go well. The few plays that I played poorly, and that's all I could find, and there was nothing else. So that was all I could do. I ended my session down 291, so just piling on here. 291 puts us almost exactly at 1,000 down for the day, all on lots. This is horrible. So we'll see what happens here. Hopefully things turn around, but not too optimistic about it at the moment, but we'll see what happens. So right now we are moving on to our next casino, which was supposed to be the worst one of the day, where I was supposed to not do that well, and I'm just can't wait to see what happens here. So that's what's happening right now. Unfortunately, everything is kind of falling apart here, but we'll have a little bit of time here to get our mindset straight, and we'll go forward here and hopefully make this money back and maybe more. So just a little tilty at the second here, but we're not going to let that get a hold of us. We're not going to lose money because of it. We're going to work on ourselves here, work on our attitude, and approach it from like a standpoint of the day just started, and we'll just start over, start fresh, and see what happens. So starting fresh here as if we're just leaving home, and I'll be back to let you know what happens. Alright guys, I am back. So I found myself running way behind right now. So right now, we finished up at that casino. I was in there a little bit over 3 hours taking care of some business. I did play a little bit of blackjack, but very short session, only one table, and then it went severely negative. I had a running minus 17 about halfway through the shoe, so I got out of there plus 250 on the blackjack. But I did have some other stuff to take care of with somebody, so I took care of that. That took the majority of the time that I was there, and we're working on a plan together, so hopefully that works out. I know it's like, wait a minute, you were there for 3 hours and that's all you're gonna tell us? Yeah, unfortunately that's all I can say right now. But I did make a little bit of money back on the blackjack, and we're gonna continue on here. After I left there, I talked to 2 friends on the phone. One of them I'll probably be meeting on Friday. One of them I'll be meeting in Vegas, and then ended up going into another casino after that, and there was 0 plays in that casino, not a single play, nothing. So was in and out of there quickly, like 15 minutes. So no money to be made there. And right now we're heading out to another casino, and then I am really gonna have to run to get to my meeting on time. So right now I'm getting to this place as soon as possible. I'm going to be low on fuel when I get there. There is a good gas station in that area. We'll get some fuel over there, and then we'll continue home and go from there. But so far today, not a great day, but it's all right. Right now we're heading to another casino, and hopefully make something. 300, 200, give me something, and we'll see what happens. There's nothing going on online. There's nothing going on anywhere else right now. Crypto is doing good. Did you see XRP? It's over $3. They call this Crypto Week. There's a lot of legislation on crypto going through Congress right now, and they're talking about linking the dollar to a token or a coin, and that would be huge. And XRP is talking about buying US dollar coin. So if they link it to that and XRP buys that, they'd be number 2 behind Bitcoin. And then from there, the sky's the limit, because all the countries around the world would be using that coin. And we'd be using it every day. And it would be so much easier to use that. Obviously, I prefer cash, but thinking as an investment, it's a good investment in my opinion. So for me, maybe not for you, consult someone for you. Don't take my story as advice in any way. So but XRP was like $3.06 last I looked, and hopefully continues to move north from there. But right now, almost rush hour time, but already traffic is backing up a little bit. We're going to continue on to our 5th casino of the day. Still looking miserable for the day, but we're moving on to the next one, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I'm back. So I walk into this place, check a couple of machines, go around the corner, and see a friend of mine, listener of the show, nice guy. Talked to him for a few minutes, and he told me he'd already checked another area. I checked in one area nearby, and I just decided just to leave. He's already there. He's already checked the one area, and he was already playing in that immediate area. There was a play. It was a low denom, like 60 cents a spin. Decided not to play that. He played that one instead, and just decided to leave in order to be able to get where I need to go when I need to go there. I do need to stop by the house and pick up a laptop for this meeting, so I will do that and head out to the meeting. And you know, this will go down as one of the bad days, but could have been much worse than that as well. So let's do our segments. What did you eat today, MW? Today I had a protein shake about an hour ago. That was pretty good. It's about 300 calories for a bigger size one. And it's got like a lot of protein, like 60 grams of protein with 2 sugar. So that's like enormous. And then I just had some electrolytes. We'll have some more here in a little bit, and had an apple. And that's all I've eaten today. So how would I rate the shake? They're good. I would still give it a 9 on a scale of 2 through ace. It's no steak, but it's good. It's filling, so that's all that. And then what did you tip today, MW? And I only played one session of blackjack today. It was a short session, made money, but the count was negative the whole time. Only raised my bet one time, and I had $250, and I tipped $0 on that. And what did you learn today, MW? And I didn't go over all this stuff on the air here, but I learned to make sure you have all the information before you do something, because I was working on something today and then found out that maybe I didn't have the complete information, which changes my plans for tomorrow because of that. So make sure you know everything about what you're doing before you do it. Do your research. Obviously, we've talked about that. But I was in such a hurry, and then something as important as that, and I didn't pay attention. So anyway, that's what I learned today. And right now we're going to continue on. I got a lot of other stuff going on, and I'll come back and update you here shortly. All right, guys, I am back. Just want to go over something real quick. And I did not forget about this, but I have been doing research on it. And special thanks to one of our listeners, Lucky Monkey, for sending me this link. And I have been reading a lot about this, and I just want to go over what we know right now about the big, beautiful bill and how it affects gamblers. So the way it works basically is you can deduct up to 90% of your losses. Now, if 90% of your losses is more than your gains, then you're not paying taxes. That's what it comes down to as a professional gambler. But if 90% of your losses, let's say you break even, then you're paying taxes on 10% of your income, because you can only deduct 90% of your losses. So that's what it comes down to. If you make 100 and you lose 200, you're not paying any taxes. If you make 100 and you lose 120, you're not paying taxes, because you're deducting 90% of the losses. But if you made 100 and lost 50, now you're only deducting 90% of the 50, which is 45. So you made 100, you're deducting 45, so you're paying taxes on 55. So that's a big deal, and I know that there's been a bill either introduced or about to be introduced by someone to fix this, and hopefully that goes through, and that'll make a big difference, because we support a lot of industries. They may not realize it, but we do support a lot of industries, and not to mention poker players, sports bettors, other people who deal with casinos. Can you imagine if poker players could only deduct 90%, and that could be pretty bad. So yeah, it gets harder and harder. You got the casino against you. You got laws that are being put into place that are against you, and things are getting harder and harder, but we find ways to persevere and still make money. So right now I'm about 5 minutes away from home. Got to run in, change clothes, grab a bite to eat, grab my laptop, run out, and I should have about 10 minutes to spare by the time I get to my meeting. So cutting it close, but we're going to make it looks like. So yeah, that's really going to be about it right now. I know it wasn't the most entertaining day. I had a lot of stuff going on outside of the podcast, and hopefully tomorrow will be a little bit better, but tomorrow is going to be a crazy hectic day too, and I'll have a lot of stuff outside the podcast as well, but if it ends up being too short, I'll just roll it into another day. But I'm going to let you go for now. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com. mwusa21 at gmail.com. See you next time.